Put that coffee down.
Recession coming, how important do you think it's going to be to actually have the actual contact details of someone, not the social media approach to it?
You have to. Like, email is the only one that you own.
Mm-hmm.
So your website and your email, like, you essentially own that, right? Because you can back up that data on actual spreadsheets. So you can, like, you know, we use ActiveCampaign. And, like, that's my stuff. Like, it's all there. It's mine. I will have all the tags set up. But at the end of the day, I can also just back that up into a spreadsheet, and I can store that locally, and then I can re-upload that to anywhere that I want to.
Yeah,
so
can literally put it on a thumb drive, carry it around in your pocket.
Exactly. And so that's got name, phone number, email, and it's got everything that they've bought and all that kind of stuff. So I can, if I have a good enough list, and affiliate marketers have been doing this for years, like, they build enough trust within the marketplace that they just, or their entire income is just from the trust they have with their list. Mm-hmm. There's a guy, if you ever want a best-selling book, right, it's $50,000.
$50,000 for a book?
Yeah.
Oh, to be called a best-selling book, you mean?
No, to be a bestseller.
Right, okay.
Like, but not a bullshit bestseller, an actual bestseller.
Okay.
Like, you'll get on the New York Times.
Right.
It's like $50,000, and this guy has an email list of 5 million people.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right. And that email list, everyone signed up to his service because he sells books at $1.
Right.
So a book that would cost you $29.95, he gives it to you for $1.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay him $50,000, and then he has a release every week of a new book that comes out, and it coincides with the release of the actual book. And so, like, all of his people are in a subscription service where they get access to super cheap books, and they're all book people, right? So he just does an email once a week. Hey, here you go. And from 5 million people, it's a very, very active list. You'll usually get around 10% of people buying the book.
Okay.
Right? Because it's for $1. Now, you don't really make any money off that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you make a bit, you make 50,000, you make your investment back, or maybe you make double your investment back. But the thing is, those people are now, like, that's 100,000 buyers.
Yeah.
Or 500,000 buyers.
So you're on the bestseller list.
So you released your book, and day one, 500,000 people bought it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and the cool thing about that is, one, it's real because they actually bought the book.
Yeah, they actually bought it, consumed it.
Yeah. And it's an ebook, right? So then you have funnels in the ebook.
Yeah.
And so that's how you get people into your funnel. So, like, you don't have to now go the full publisher route. You can just do that. And this guy's just got a great business. Where he has trust in the marketplace, and he's got 5 million people. He makes $50,000 a week by sending an email.
Nice work if you can get it.
I know, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about outbound? Let's talk about that in regards to recession has come. The leads are no longer coming in. Like, people are just not interested anymore, right? Like, if people are hunkering down, they're not spending money, for whatever reason. How important do you think outbound is going to be, and what would be, like, your advice to people in that process?
Well, there's a few different types. So there's cold calling, which I think is like the rise of cold calling is coming back.
Do you reckon?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why? Explain that.
Because you can, like, as much as sales is not a numbers game, it's the one thing that you can make a numbers game.
Okay.
So, like, with sales calls, there's a lot of different variables, but, like, with enough time and enough dials and enough data, like, you can go, okay, if we make 1,000 cold calls, we will get this return.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and there's so many great programs like Seamless.io now, where, like, it literally just generates decision makers' phone numbers for industries. So it's sort of like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, if you've ever gone on the back of there, where you can kind of, like, segment people, job description, income, revenue of business, their titles. You can do that all in Seamless, but for cold calling, and it pulls their phone numbers. Like, you can, on Seamless, we got the NBA commissioner's cell phone number.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, because if it's out there, it finds it.
Yeah, right.
So if it's ever been posted on a website, ever, like, that commissioner was not always the commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah,
he had other jobs.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like,
he was a less important person that had to take phone calls on his personal phone.
Yeah. So it just pulls all that. And so you just create lists, and you can just go through them. And if you're good at cold calling, then it's just like door knocking. Door knocking will never go away. Mm-hmm. People who are good at door knocking are really good at door knocking.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.